is Grandma, which I play actually. I play Grandma, and this is you. Pretty much like you. You're a little
It
boy.
looks so much like it too.
I know, it really kind of looks like you.
I sound like it and I look
Yeah,
like
you
it.
smile like him. So you're about 5 years old. Supposed to be about 5 years old. You're older than that, right?
Yeah,
How old are
I'm
you?
8.
8?
I'm
Yeah, you're
18. You're close to high school. Right?
Yeah.
You're going to college right now. They're sending you to college.
That's right. That's why Dad's out working extra.
So Eli, when Baraka asked you, did you read the little story? Do you know what the story is that you're telling? The little 10-minute story? You want me to tell you the story?
Yeah.
So you know, okay. So the story is that that Grandma, that's me, she talks to the people who have just turned on the TV. Imagine that you're just watching a cartoon, okay? And she's talking to the kids who are watching it. And she said, do you have a chimney? And they don't have a chimney. Well, you don't have to worry, because a lot of kids, when they don't have chimneys, they worry that Santa's not going to come. Because there's a poem, right, that somebody wrote. His name was Clement Seymour, and he wrote a poem called "'Twas the Night Before Christmas." And in that poem, Santa slides down a chimney. So if you don't have a chimney, then you might wonder how Santa's going to get in, especially if you're 5 or 6 years old. You're really going to wonder that. So this little show that we're doing is to make sure that none of the kids have to worry about that, because Santa has a plan. And his plan is that Grandma is telling her grandson is worried, because he says, we don't have a chimney, Grandma. What are we going to do? He's not going to come. And she says, well, I'm going to tell you this story. So the story that she tells is that Santa got this letter from this little girl that said, I don't have a chimney, you're not coming. And he called all his elves. Here's all the elves. All these elves, and we just recorded all these elves this morning.
Randy Crenshaw said hi. Oh my God. Randy was here. Randy just left, and Baraka was here.
All the elves. There's the elves. Okay. So those are Santa's elves, and they've all got names, and they've all got little voices. This is my favorite gumdrop. He eats too much.
Sounds like Harvey Firestein.
Not like this. Yeah, and he's a musical elf, and she's
There's always
a
gotta be
baking
an elf that
elf,
sounds like
and
Harvey
she makes the
Firestein.
ribbons, and she puts the bows on, and he's the toy maker, and he's the athlete. He plays with all the toys. And she has jingle bells all over her. She counts the jingle bells. So these guys all work for Santa, and Santa comes in and he says, we gotta have a solution, because these kids are worried that they don't have a chimney. So all these little elves write a book. They make a book for Santa, and it has tricks in it. And if Santa goes to this house and it doesn't have a chimney, he looks in his book, whoops, and he says, I'm gonna do what this book says. Hang on a second here. Hey, honey, gotta call you back. I'm in the middle. Okay, thanks. An hour? Okay, thanks. So anyway, he gets in. He solves it all. He gets in through a puppy door that he does some magic, and the puppy door that's this big, he can't get inside. It goes like this, so you can run in. He goes up to a house with a screen, and he can't get inside the screen because it's locked. So he decides to squish himself into little pieces of spaghetti, and he goes through the screen, and then he sews himself up on the inside. So Santa is absolutely magical. All the elves made up all this stuff and put it in the book. But they finally gets to the house that the little girl wrote him the note, and he says, I gotta go there. So when he goes in there, he can't get in there. He creates a chimney, magical chimney. Does all his little thing in the book, and the chimney goes creates a bit, and then he jumps inside, and then he delivers the little girl's toys, and then he writes her a note. And this is where you come back in. So then Grandma says, so because Grandma is the little girl, she's a flashback. It's her house.
Right? See?
Plot twist.
Oh, plot twist. So now she's the grown-up little girl. So now she's telling what happened, and then we keep going back to this little boy. That's you, and you keep saying, that was you. That was your house, Grandma. You wrote Santa that note. Yep. Well, then what happened next? So you always want to know what happened next. And so she has the note. When she's an old lady now, she kept the note that Santa wrote, and you read that note to Grandma, and then she says, so and then there's a song. The best part is you flip the note over, and he said, and there's a song too, Grandma. And she says, what? There's a song. I said, yeah. Well, let's sing it. And then you both sing and you dance, and everybody animation, right? You're animated little characters. So we're gonna do everything you read today, Eli. We're gonna send to our animator, and they're gonna draw this little boy, that little boy I showed you, and they're gonna make him look just like you.